connection between Jamaica and Toronto. And Dwight, tonight you're looking at the illegal drug trade.
That's right, and Jamaicans blame the majority of the crime problems on their island on a drug that doesn't even originate there. They see themselves caught in the middle of a global problem that needs a global solution.
We certainly know that there are relationships between gang activity here and some of the gang activity that we're having to deal with in the city of Toronto.
In the same way that legitimate industry has expanded in the wake of globalization, so has criminal enterprise expanded. Effective confrontation with the more sophisticated criminal enterprises requires international cooperation between law enforcement agencies.
Jamaicans are quick to point out no cocaine is produced on the island, but its location provides a perfect transshipment point for cocaine from South America into North America. Experts say the drug trade is an $800 billion U.S. a year industry, and the drug cartels use the jobless young men trapped in Jamaica's troubled economy, where the exchange rate for the U.S. dollar hovers around 50 to 1, as soldiers in the drug wars, both here and abroad.
Where weapons that have been seized from gangsters have been stored. Now, we can't show the people that work here, and we can't show or tell you where this actual place is, because the people here fear that if we did, the weapons would be taken back by the gangsters. Well, as you can see, it's a pretty impressive display of hardware. There are lots of M16s and AR-15s here. 750 rounds a minute. Property of the US government. Handguns, Glocks. It's a Beretta, Browning, and it's a Czech CZ, and they all work, and they will all kill you. The classic gangster weapon here. Uzi, 9mm. These are kind of zip guns, handmade, which has a revolving barrel, and I don't know if you recognise what that is, but that's a stapler. Instead of locking paper together, it would have possibly killed you. So it would have fired a spray of 12-gauge pellets out the end of it. And here, I mean, there are just a variety of weapons of varying ages, and personalised weapons. This is Don Man's gun. I don't know where Don Man is now. Well, this is a truly frightening arsenal of weapons, and these are the confiscated ones. It only makes you wonder how many other weapons might possibly be out there.
Last year, the police seized over 700 guns within just a 5-mile radius of the garrisons. Sarah has asked me to meet her in a parking lot in uptown Kingston. My truck isn't known by the gangs, and we'll be stopped on the borders. So Sarah's told me that the crew and I have a better chance of getting in if we travel in her van. But even Sarah has to be careful and can only drive in on one particular road. This road was built originally to take traffic from one side of the city to the harbour. It now acts as a buffer zone between the fighting garrisons. Today, most people are too scared to use it.
There are many Jamaicans and Kingstonians that just never ever come to this part of the city at all.
And what would happen to them if they did?
The violence is so random and so unpredictable that, you know, a stray bullet will kill you. The real war is not really against strangers and outsiders.
Right.
It's a serious war against each other.
You call it a war as well, yeah?
Yeah, it's referred to as the war by one and all, uptown and downtown. Everybody calls it the war.
But look up there, there's petrol cans in the big oil drums in the roads. stopping you from driving up.
They're blocking the roads from each other, and they're defending their areas, defending their turf, preventing people from driving in, doing drive-by shootings, shooting up the place.
And is that to do with turf wars in terms of drugs, or to do with turf wars in terms of politics?
You know, it's like peeling off an onion, peeling layers of an onion to understand this story. Yes, there is turf war over drugs. Yes, there is also war over politics and who will vote which way in which election.
Yeah.
There's also war over personal, individual arguments between various dons, between various people. There is retaliation killing.
I.e., if someone does get killed, there's a retaliation for that, and it just snowballs, yeah?
And it snowballs, and it can go on for years.
Last year, 48 people were killed in and around Craigtown. As we turn into the garrison, it's difficult to imagine that this peaceful-looking PNP area is at war on 3 of its 4 borders.
This place is deceptively benign. All around you are places where people have been shot and killed. I mean, you're driving through streets that have run with blood. That is not a joke. I wish it wasn't true. It is true. Jamaica doesn't have the reputation of being one of the murder capitals of the world for nothing. It's volatile, it's unstable. The people here have been at war for 30 years easily with each other. And the slightest thing can set it off.
Well, having been to a few other places in the world, I can sense this has a very, very violent undercurrent. You can just feel it. It's as early in the morning, but it's still there. And everybody has given us the eye, just checking us out. So it is a bit like going into a war zone.
Sarah's got us safely into the garrison, but only because the Don of Craigtown has given us his blessing. Meeting him, though, is out of the question, and I'm reminded that being allowed in here is a privilege and a rarity.
Russ, this is Ronnie. This is Russ.
How are you?
24-year-old Wani has been a member of the gang here since he was a child. He may look harmless, but he's known as a shotter.
You them evening class.
Oh, it's an evening class, yeah, for the youth club, yeah? Yeah. Here as well, yeah?
First, I asked Wani to give me a tour of Craigtown. It's a small garrison the size of 4 football pitches.
This is Piat Street.
Piat Street, yeah?
Yeah. This is the dangerous street.
Dangerous street?
Yeah.
Why is it dangerous?
Long time before my born, that street are dangerous.
Yeah?
Yeah. Gaza stretch.
Gaza
Stretch.
Stretch.
Yeah. Dangerous stretch.
Gaza being, obviously, the name for it.
Wani takes me to meet the latest casualty in the war against their neighbours.
Hi, Johnny. Good to meet you, I'm Ross.
20-year-old Johnny.
So what happened to you?
Got shot.
You got shot, yeah? In the foot, yeah?
Yeah, around there, son. 2 players.
Oh, yeah, got you there, yeah?
Yeah, right.
Do you know what kind of round it was?
Rifle.
Rifle?
AK rifle.
AK. So were you just...
A gunshot in a film foot said, you know.
Really?
See it right here. This is a gunshot.
It's still there, yeah?
Yeah, the bullet, it
it's
don't
still,
come out.
It's still there on your foot, the metal, huh?
Yeah, it don't come out.
Who shot you, do you know?
No, I don't know. The night that man come out upon them in a bush and start fire shot.
So they ambushed you,
Yeah.
How many of them were?
Around 4 of them. Anybody them see for me on so them do a shoot.
So anyone they see from Craigtown?
Yeah, any man them see.
Any man they see, they'll shoot, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get better, mate.
As a shotter, Wani's job is to defend people like Johnny. But recently he was nearly killed in an ambush.
Tension, yeah?
He takes me to the spot where it happened, right on the border.
See, look on the wall. Be a shot. Shot over them, I know.
I can see him, look at.
Yeah.
Big guns. So no one, anyone live here now? No? People living?
Yeah. People live in them, man.
You do that to a wall, just imagine what it does to flesh and bone. They're not holes from a 9mm, they're...
yeah, no, it's some crazy gun them on fire.
Rounds.
Yeah.
AK.
M1 Stinger.
Yeah.
Broke bones and mash up flesh.